we resolve the...
Unless we act now, the COVID-19 pandemic will cause unimaginable devastation and suffering around the world. Hunger and famine of historic proportions, 60 million more people pushed into extreme poverty, up to half the global workforce, 1.6 billion people without livelihoods, a loss of $8.5 trillion in global output, the sharpest contraction since the Great Depression of the 30s. We must avoid it. The pandemic has demonstrated our fragility. Despite all the technological and scientific advances of recent decades, we are in an unprecedented human crisis because of a microscopic virus. We need to respond with unity and solidarity. COVID-19 has exposed and is exacerbating deep inequalities and injustice that we must tackle, including gender inequality. The economic impacts are worse for women, who typically have fewer savings and lower incomes than men. All our efforts must go towards building sustainable and resilient pathways that enable us not only to beat COVID-19, but to tackle the climate crisis, reduce inequality, and eradicate poverty and hunger.
We must remain steadfast in upholding and advancing.
These are challenging and dangerous times. We must face them with all urgency, seriousness, and responsibility. Getting through COVID-19 and recovering better will cost money, but the alternative will cost far more. This is a global crisis, and it's up to all of us to solve it. Let's do it together, and I thank you.
Notre société, notamment les personnes âgées, les réfugiés. This is our chance to begin a conversation on how we can emerge from this truly global crisis as a stronger and more cohesive world, one that creates growth for everyone, addresses inequality, and cares for the most vulnerable. Over the coming months, we will all be working together in different work streams to bring forward ambitious but pragmatic solutions. Canada is ready to do our part as we help bring the world together in the fight against COVID-19. COVID-19 is an unprecedented challenge for our modern world, but it's also a unique opportunity to build a better future, to create a safe and prosperous world and an international system that recognizes who's left behind and strives to lift them up. Les gens les plus vulnérables de notre société, notamment les personnes.
This pandemic is a wake-up call for the international community to reinvigorate a comprehensive system of global economic governance, one that can cope with the global disruptions while promoting inclusive development. Without such a strategic and decisive response amidst declining economic growth and increasing uncertainty, the social and economic fallout could persist.
I thank the Secretary General of the United